I'm definitely going to have to rewatch Shooty scenes when I'm more like I've accepted what's going on here. But first impressions, I'm kind of just wondering why it's kind of pointless, I guess. I mean, here's the thing: is like I guess maybe you could have done that like split apart thing, so that way Shooty could talk to David Tennant, and then we can get that moment where it's like 15 telling 14 why you might need to slow down. But I guess that stuff isn't affecting 15 because he's already been over it because Shooty's talking to David Tennant now or something. I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. The whole splitting apart thing. I don't know. I don't know if I like it because it's like now you're definitely gonna hear people go like, well, why? Where's the 14th Doctor? Why isn't he doing anything? I guess the special did go like, hey, you can leave whenever you want, and we do know that like there are doctors all over time and space. So and they don't run into each other until they do. So it's like, I guess it's a good thing that Donna was like, hey, you can leave whenever you want. And then he's like, yeah, I'll think about it. So if anybody asks, like, where's the doctor? You could just be like, he's out. He's traveling again. And maybe this is like a sort of like a fresh start doctor. So it's like, this is a doctor who isn't being held back by the flux, isn't held up back by Adric, the time war and things like that. And you can create new traumas for him to be freaked out about. But that I also don't really 100% understand because it's like you're still the doctor. So why is that not affecting you? It definitely feels like this is Russell T Davies being like, okay, we're putting to rest everything that's happened for the past 60 years, and we're starting anew. And it's like, okay, sure, you've kind of done that before with the Ninth Doctor as far as like create a new era. I need a second I need some time to think about it for sure. But the other stuff that happened in this episode, I definitely liked the whole situation that we're in. The whole thing with Soho 1925, how we were jumping back from 1925 to 2023, a little bit of time travel there. I mentioned, or I thought about like in the second episode, having the Doctor and Donna go all the way back to Isaac Newton was not only for that joke, but also just to show the audience the actual time travel and that they time travel to the past as well as the future. But here we actually get to see that, and it actually has to do with the episode, which I thought was nice. The set was great. The time that we spent with the Doctor in 1925 was great as well. I love the toy maker's like abode, how bigger on the inside, and it had all this stuff. The puppet things were like kind of creepy and weird, but I think definitely the best part was when the toy maker and the Doctor were facing off properly, and they had that game that they were playing. Oh, also when the toy maker was like explaining like the history of balls and throwing the balls at the Doctor, I thought that was a really good scene as well. But there were some slow bits when when Donna was talking to those like little puppets. It was kind of creepy for sure when the puppets were like on like trying to bite Donna, like that kind of shit. It's like piranhas. It's like, imagine yourself underwater and a bunch of piranhas. It kind of feels like, oh, okay, great, I'm gonna die, I'm screwed. So yeah, but at the same time I was just like, this is kind of slow, we can keep going. Some stuff that I wrote down, Kate hugging the Doctor I thought was really, really nice. They spent so much time together over the years since the 11th Doctor, so I'm glad that like she's able to open up and hug him like that. I don't know how long her father was with the Doctor. I know it was like from the second Doctor to the I think the 7th Doctor, and if you listen to Big Finish, then the 9th Doctor as well. But I mean, this definitely I feel like she's not just her father's daughter. She's her own person for sure. Shirley also returning. I hope to see her in series 1. She has that characteristics that it's not boring, it's interesting, and it feels like a character that you won't forget. So anytime that they do stuff with Unit, I hope that we get to see her again. Also love how unhinged Kate was screaming at everybody and screaming at Shirley. Was like, I saw you walk, I saw it, you don't need that fucking chair. And it's like they knew that people would bitch about that online. Like it's like they knew for sure that they were gonna bitch about that after episode 1, and lo and behold, they did. So it's like, your audience, congratulations. Getting to see Mel again, I thought was really nice, and letting 15 or 14 or fuck it, I don't know, letting the current doctor, interact with her, I thought was really nice, and I wish that the 13 got to do that with Ace and Tegan. Like I said, I haven't watched Mel's episodes, but I have listened to her on a Big Finish, and getting to see her in live action is really, really cool for sure. I don't know if there are any good episodes with her in it in classic. I would love to watch it. So just put it down in the comment section. I'll check them out, definitely. We also got introduced to Lynx, I think, and I'm guessing this is another series 1 character, unit character. I heard that they might be making a unit series, so maybe that's why they're also introducing all these unit people. We know that Kate is freaking recruiting everybody under the goddamn sun, but I know that most likely unit is going to be in series 1, so all these characters will be reoccurring. Lynx did kind of feel the most separate out of everybody. Just like it didn't seem as there as everybody else. In a way, he was kind of like, what was that robot's name in Sarah Jane's Adventure? He was kind of like that, but since it's only been 1 episode, he has the least amount of presence, I feel like, out of everybody else. So if they're gonna bring him back, hopefully that will change. The toy maker mentioned how the master was in his tooth. I guess the master tried to play a game with him and they lost. At the end of the episode, somebody was so nice enough to pick up the tooth. I don't know if this means that the master is definitely coming back during RTD's era, but I mean, one of the things with the master is you kind of always leave it open-ended, don't you? So even in 13's finale, there was definitely like an open-ended like end to the master. Was he gone? Was he not gone? He had the TARDIS behind him so he can escape. Turns out he escaped. He met the toy maker. They played a game. The master lost, and he got trapped inside his tooth. But yeah, somebody with nail polish ended up grabbing the tooth instead. So far, it's just saying that, hey, the master can come back. Who knows? Ba-ba-boo. I don't know. I kind of wish. Can we please have another fucking Time Lord be a villain? Bring in the 11 into the television screen, you know? Or the 10 or something. The Ronnie, the Monk, so many to choose from. Or just make a new one, you know? Just make a new one. He does mention that there was one person that the toy maker did not mess with, and that was the one who waits. Don't know what he's waiting for, but it looks like he's scary enough for the toy maker to be like, I'm not that guy, all right? I'm out of here. More setup possibly for series 1 or maybe for a different series. But definitely want to shoot these bad guys in the future. I'm excited to learn more about him. I wonder if he's another Celestial. I imagine he has to be a Celestial. But then again, it could be a chance where it's somebody who was born in this universe and all the Celestials are like, hey, he's not a god, but some freaky shit happened, or he's smart enough to give himself the powers of a god. And I think that would be even scarier. Somebody who's like mortal but has gathered enough powers, or was born with enough powers to make the gods go, this is a freak accident, but it's too late now, let's just not mess with him, you know? I think that would be really, really interesting. Part of this special that was basically pointing a finger at angry Twitter. And angry Twitter on both sides. You know, you have the people who are like canceling, and you have the people who just can't accept anybody and just think of the idea of looking at anybody that doesn't look or live like them. Like I said, they know their audience. They know that there's going to be discourse over the littlest things. And I mean, they've lived in this world too, and they've seen all of the ridiculousness that happens online and in the streets and everything like that. So once again, I liked how the doctor was like, hey, this might have helped, but you guys are the causes of this pain, you know? And I know it's like, oh, that's kind of preachy, but it's like, hey, it's fucking true. And yeah, a freaking alien from outer space would look down and be like, yeah, it's happening. So of course he would say that. Humans are great, but like they're also flawed. And I like how the doctor mentioned this flawedness. Though yeah, you definitely know for sure people are going to be like, hey, you know, maybe even you guys are like, this is kind of preachy. personally, I liked how that was mentioned and how that was, mentioned not only by the doctor but by the toy maker as well. Bi-regeneration is gonna take some time to get used to. Like, I wish I couldn't even properly enjoy Shooty's introduction because I was too busy just thinking about bi-regeneration and how much I'm just like, I don't know if I like it because it seems kind of unnecessary. Maybe this is the creators having a fresh start and showing like, hey, okay, we're starting fresh with the Doctor. And they've kind of covered their bases with like, if anybody asks, why isn't the Doctor around? You can be like, hey, the Doctor had his TARDIS, he wanted to go into space, he's gone. Especially after the Nobles all passed, it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna kind of go now. There's no point of me being here anymore. But like, even, and then also, there is the whole thing with, okay, why is Shooty better when Tennant is not? And it's like, I guess I think Shooty was like, well, kind of, we're doing counseling in reverse. So I'm comforting you and that's comforting me, and it's like, okay, I guess that kind of works. But at the same time, the whole time I'm just like, I kind of wish he just regenerated. David Tennant turned into Shooty. And it's like, okay, but then will we get that moment? And it's like, we can get that with the companions, I think, right? The companions could be the one that talks. But I guess maybe he needed himself to say that. Which in that case, I don't know. I was thinking maybe have Shooty come back from the future to comfort Tennant before he regenerates, and then future Shooty leaves, and then David Tennant regenerates into our Shooty, and I'm just like, okay. Even for Doctor Who, maybe that's a little bit too complicated. But I don't know. It's gonna take me a little bit to get used to the idea of bi-regeneration. I don't know, like, because it's like now we have two David Tennants, maybe not in the same universe, but in the same multiverse, running around, and it's like, you gotta be kidding me. And now, yeah, like I said, the universe is filled with doctors. Like, that's the whole thing about time travel. They're everywhere, So that's how they end up like running into each other. But so like, the 14th Doctor would just fade into, and you can argue it's like, okay, the 14th Doctor didn't really get that much time as the 14th Doctor. So it's not like there are two 14th Doctors running around, even though there kind of is, but you know what I mean. So it's like, I don't know. I guess this is sort of him continuing as the 14th. I don't fucking know, man. It's a lot, but good news. We might be getting some big finished stories very soon. We were wanting to start fresh. I get that, but I like the idea of the 15th Doctor. I guess it still is the 15th Doctor, so he's still everybody. He's still Jodie, he's still David Tennant, he's still Matt Smith, he's still Peter Capaldi, he's still Paul McGann, he's still all of them, right? It's gonna take some time. It's definitely gonna take some time. The toy maker mentioned his Legion. Don't really know what that means. I guess there's a lot of setup for Ncuti Gatwa's era. But yeah, there's some toy maker's Legion. I don't know what that means, but I'm guessing some like monsters and ghouls who serve the toy maker. Does that mean he's gonna come back? I don't know. Kind of hope not, but we'll see. As for Ncuti Gatwa's Doctor so far, he's very affectionate, very, very affectionate, and I like that. I like that change. We started to see that with the 14th Doctor, him admitting to his feelings, loving Donna, thinking a guy was handsome, things like that. But here you see him like kissing foreheads, and Matt Smith was kind of the same as well. But like this guy is definitely very, very, very confident in himself, and I like that. So I'll definitely, once again, I gotta go back and rewatch Ncuti's scene. But so far, he definitely feels very comfortable in the role, and I think it's just gonna take some time to get used to this new Doctor. I had to do that with Jodie Whittaker. I had to do that with all the Doctors, but I'm gonna have to do it in real time because all the way from Christopher Eccleston to Paul McGann to Peter Capaldi, I just marathoned it. But with Jodie Whittaker and now with Ncuti, I'm watching it in real time. So I feel like it's easier when you marathon it, but here it takes a little bit longer. So yeah, but that's basically it those were my thoughts of the last special. It was definitely very, very engaging. There were some slow moments where I was just like, eh. Like when we were in the toy maker shop, though I liked the idea of it for sure. The ending with the ball throwing competition, I thought that was very Doctor Who. No firefight, no tussle or anything. Just a creative way of ending everything. And I think that was definitely one of RTD's better conclusions, because that was something everybody was worried about. It's like, how is he going to conclude this? I'm a little bit worried. Dr. Jesus again, is that what we're doing? But yeah, I liked how it ended here. But yeah, that's basically it. Now we gotta wait until Christmas for Shurigatwa's first adventure. I'm very excited. Tell me what you guys thought about the episode down in the comment section down below. Tell me what you guys think of Shurigatwa and David Tennant separating, and the Master possibly coming back, and the defeat of the toy maker, all that stuff. Tell me all that stuff down in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Until then, bye.